Instagram, YouTube, of course, Zoom people. I'm Yogi Chris, Captain Vinci Nation, here at IMC Base One, aka Eden House in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I had the privilege of going out with the world's greatest pickup artist that's ever known, ever been heard of, with the world's greatest relationship expert for men. At the same time, the world's biggest strip club. It was a pretty dope experience. And these are guys that I'd read about, I'd seen videos about, and in all my logic, I was a PhD student of engineering, and I had trained around Olympians in wrestling, and I'd been around some great yoga people, like high level, high level, and academics. I was around top people in my field. I'd been around top people in my life, and when I got to the dating field, men's dating advice, I sought out the best people. It's the internet age, right? Well, there's no reason to uh, not train with the best. So. I found the best, what I thought was the best, and that evolved over time. As I learned more, I was like, okay, he's actually better. There's a big difference here between this guy and that guy. And I wasn't seeing it at first, but as I saw more into their life, their relationships, what they were actually teaching, how it affected me, but really in the proof, because teachers everywhere had struggle in getting their guys to be good at game. That's like a common thing for like any dating coach everywhere. All their students suck. But let's at least look at the teacher. How successful are they at the dating field, getting the women they want, quality, quantity, if that's what they want? Like, and AZD was the best. I went that way. So he came from a lineage of people who learned game, who taught themselves game, who studied whatever books. There's been probably books since the beginning of time that on how to get women, because that's been something that men have wanted all their life, forever, since time immemorial, just archaic, prehistory. Guys want girls, and they're going to look to the older guy in the tribe or a big bro or something, older friend. How do you do it? They learn from older men. If they try to figure it out on their own, they'll probably fail because whatever instincts they have, the woman has probably seen that hundreds of times or thousands of times. And so she has her whole strategy, which is different from the guy's strategy. The guy wants to seek the best woman, and the woman wants to seek the best man, but man and woman are not the same. So what we're seeking are different. And we don't see from their perspective of what they're seeking. We have ideas of what they're seeking, but if you really knew what they were seeking, then you would be 100% fulfilled with it. So if you're failing in any way, that you don't have the women you want, the quality relationship you want, the options that you want, and you got to be honest with yourself. So if you're going for your ex, like one of the guys on Zoom, and you're trying to make her like a wife, you're failing at it. You got to measure. Now you could be like, well, it's a 10-year plan, and not fine. I won't tell you any more other than that's a waste of your life, unless it's not, unless your life is so worthless that that's the good use of your life. Then I would say that's cool. Go be. I mean, you can show up to streams, I guess, but like I can't talk to you about IMC anymore. This is for men of power, and for men of power, it's a waste of time to chase an ex who already had you and left you and agreed to being away from you, and you're chasing her. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So power gets the woman. And power, what's your power as one man versus a tribe of 10? Now, if it's a genius and a tribe of 10 monkeys, I mean, the monkeys are stronger muscularly, but one genius could make a contraption or a spear or something to kill all 10 monkeys. Like, so there may be a mismatch, but at the end of the day, nobody on Earth is so like Lex Luthor, so far above everybody else in intelligence that when you have a group of guys, you have a think tank. You have something to reflect your intelligence and if you make sense or not. And that's what we have in IMC on the subject of women. And we've evolved very, very fast. And so last night I got to go out with AZD as I have many, many times, both in San Jose and now in Las Vegas hundreds of times. Amazing experience. Every time he fucking gets on base or hits a home run, every single time he goes up to bat. That's unheard of in baseball. Never. Maybe in like little leagues. And that's basically the game of life, the game with the guys of planet Earth right now is the little leagues. Compared to what AZD is doing, it's not just like high school ball versus college ball or college ball versus pro ball. It's like grade school versus pro ball. It's like the all-star champion versus kindergartners. It's so much of a mismatch. And then when you get someone like Mystery's coming along who's like high school or I don't know, college. He could even be world class in his own thing, which is cold approach, pickup at nightclubs. And he does he you do it. I mean, when you have game somewhere, you have game everywhere. If you really got game somewhere, then you can socially interact and get women anywhere else, with the exception of like perverts and BDSM communities and whatever. Like, if you can be social in a BDSM community, you might actually still have zero, absolutely zero skills to interact with uh the real world. And it's amazing. I do come across those guys, girls too, but like I'm talking to guys about learning from AZD, and so I come across guys that think they have game with BDSM game. That's not game. That's agreeing to some kind of perversion to get your sexual needs met, but through some weird psychological story that has there's attraction in there. There's some really interesting stories of dominance and submission, and they play to our DNA, and I get it. That's fucking fascinating. But being limited to that and like that's your character is only because of your insecurities and weakness. Because the only way you can successfully mate with women would be through BDSM. I don't need to do that because I successfully mate with women outside of BDSM. Those guys don't. And so they're limited to that. And so they're actually still slaves to women because they depend on that kind of woman giving them approval versus being able to get any kind of woman. I could get a BDSM woman, but I could also get that kind of woman and that kind of woman, and that. A businesswoman, a spiritual, mystical woman, a bad bitch, ghetto thug kind of woman, like all kinds of college girl woman. Like, that's game. And so guys are delusional because they've had minimal success with a minimal bandwidth of women, but they're clinging to it like they got game or like they know where they're going. And it's not that you need like a body count or something. I don't subscribe to that whole thing. You do need experience as a man, and you can get experience through righteous mentorship. So it's possible, feasibly, that if you had a totally righteous and wise mentor, that your first girl could be the perfect girl for you, and you could be a perfect Adam and Eve that didn't go and follow Eve to the apple tree. We're going for that. But that's not the condition of Earth right now or the people that we meet in it. You're not in that state. You can be born again, so to speak. We don't do the whole Christian born again like that, although we do subscribe to Christianity and born again analogies. But it's way transcendent to anything biblical or religious like that. Like that. It's almost not even worth mentioning. I just kind of need to for my own cleanness of heart about it. Like, it's really, for me, it just focus on the evidence. The evidence of AZD's success and our own. Like, we were out last night with Mystery, and one of the things AZD is saying, like, how many times have we gone out to strip clubs here, Yogi Chris? And I was like, minimal 450 times. And then Mystery jumps in right away, a little bit critical, is like, uh, how is that with like your skill set or something? Excuse me. And truth be told, I've gotten with some dancers. I've dated one, deeply, and I have my other relationships that I've had and still have. And some people may get discouraged by that sort of thing, but I have a relationship with a bitch just as fine as any dancer. And I just didn't meet her as a stripper, so I met her as a through Instagram, honestly. And so that's a whole different league to be in when you have a committed relationship and you're dating other girls versus just having no relationship and dating a dancer and another dancer and another dancer. And later he divulged to me his body count with dancers or whatever, which is cool, but where's the relationship? The relationship isn't there. And the ones that are being strived for in not just mystery and mystery method, but just all that whole branch of thought process is an ingredient to the failure of the relationship. Now, I can't deny the pickup abilities, the ability to socially interact and stack strategic content of character to rapidly affect a female in a way that suggests you're extremely high value, so you can affect a high value female. And that's the early part of a relationship, is that you got to pick her up at some point. But the failure in relationship after the pickup is a testament to the fact that I don't want to learn that. Like, what am I going to do? The best example of that kind of game is still failing at relationships. And from across the board, there were other guys that we got to hear about. I didn't personally meet, but the top guys that if you're on like me, I mean, you might maybe not like me, but I get ads from these guys all the time. High level advertisement marketing funnels for these guys dating advices and their methods and whatever, and they're just cheese balls, and I don't like them. And so AZD had some interactions with them, and I heard secondhand about that. And man, it's a labyrinth of miseducation out there for everybody, and that sucks. And the only disadvantage to IMC is that when we tell you what mimicry all of that garbage is, you think it's a sales gimmick, so then you don't buy into it. You think I'm trying to sell you by telling you that that method, that method, that method, they suck. And until I have like seven bad bitches like around me, and you're just like, Jesus, this guy, but that's AZD's role. I'm not in that role. My role is building my game as I build my seduction plot lines with many, many women around Las Vegas that work here, that they live here. They're locals. When I jump on the scene, I have my relationship and I've had two, three, up to five girlfriends while I've been studying with AZD. And everybody knowing about each other. And one of those girls has stuck it out through many multiple relationships. And so she's sticking it out. And she's stuck it out with new girls and dances. She works with like her man to measure the evolution in this life in a way where your women don't interact with men. They don't have men on their social media. They don't work with men. They don't converse with men. Men don't exist to them outside of like, there's obviously men around. That's not, and then sustain that for years with a woman. And it's not by any effort you're doing other than occasionally questioning something. You set the rules and she follows. And she exerts the effort to not do that. Because it takes effort to not interact with men in a, dual sex world where women aren't at home, and they're out in the world and everything. So that, and then multiple relationships on top of that. But when you get it, man, you got it. And the reason I don't have multiple relationships is because my standards went higher and higher, and second and third and fourth girls or whatever couldn't cut it. Not with what I'm willing to exchange because I'm building IMC Nation and I'm building my position in it even more, delegating what I'm doing to other people. And as I build myself out of this position, I do exactly what AZD did, which was build himself out of his position, handing shit over to me. And I took over all that shit. And that's my primary contribution. I took that load off of him for 6 years and ongoing and forever. I'm taking it and I'm putting it off so that I can step into those roles. Because when I come on the scene, you'll see. You'll see what I've been working on in Las Vegas. And it'll happen really fast. And that's the method. You learn to build your life on reputation with your tribe and accountability for your character in a way that your character is very attractive to women. Like you carry certainty, you know how to hold your shoulders and your spine and what images to hold in your mind so that you have the proper mindset. And you learn how to do it totally congruently so you're not faking it, effortlessly so you're not exhausting yourself, and in a way that's calibrated so it's tuned to attract higher and higher and higher value women and men. You learn in AZD's method, you learn how to interact with men better. That's what all those other fucks don't know how to do. They don't know how to interact with men or women because it comes as a dual thing. It's a dual universe. There is something you'll learn about how to interact with men every new way you learn how to interact with women. And every new way you learn how to interact with men, you'll also learn a new way to interact with women. The problem is that if you're not doing both simultaneously, then you get confused. You can invent a trillion different ways to interact with men, but it may not be proper. And what does proper in this term mean? It means tribal. You have to, it's proper in relation to the genetic behavior of men and women. If you want effortless multiple relationships with beautiful women, you're going to need to have the kind of character that triggers their nature, that they can't help but be with you because you exude qualities in how you are that they can't resist. That's what AZD teaches is actually that. He has a way of communicating to you in a way that transforms how you hold yourself and carry yourself, and you become more attractive as a character so that you don't have to remember tricks or gambits or any of that nonsense. You just keep improving your character, and your life that you build is earned. You don't have to continue faking it. You don't lose the women because you weren't really congruent. You weren't congruent with who you are. You were just running scripts and lines and gambits and tricks. It only goes so far, and you'll just keep chasing one woman to the next to the next. And that's such a dissipation of your life as a man. What a waste. Unless, like I said to so and so that's on the Zoom stream, unless it's not a waste, unless your life is so worthless that chasing a woman or women after woman after woman after woman is a good use of your life. Then I'm not for you, you're not for me. That's cool for you. Uh, I like that because you will chase those women into my arms. You'll chase those women into an IMC Nation man's arms because the man who's not chasing but attracting. So you can't just not chase and then be ugly. And ugly is your energy. Ugly is your attitude. It's your rigidity. It's your ego is ugly. AZD's system is a transformation of that. So guys, the Zoom link is in my story. Or sorry, the Telegram link is in my story. Go to the Telegram group. Join the Zoom call here because I'm about to disclose some private stuff that I don't want to stream publicly about my night out with the world's greatest pickup artist last night and the world's greatest relationship artist, which is a seducer, a guy who makes multiple relationships strategically, artistically, beautifully, repeatably, over and over and over. 4 of his 8 girlfriends have been with him over 10 years. Other girlfriends, less, but growing businesses with all of them. The most beautiful women. The most beautiful women. He's been at it for a long time. His second girlfriend's been with him 16 years. His second girlfriend. First girlfriend longer. And they're tens. But don't believe me, go to his private account. See for yourself. It's in the bio. Sometimes it is. Usually message me. His private account, his personal account is not private, it's public. So you can see for yourself some of the women. He doesn't post them all. Some of the women is enough to see that you should probably get on a call with me and talk game. Tell me what you think you know about game, and I'll give you some information that'll align your game, and I'll show you how to learn more. It's going to be value. You're going to get value. But if you're interested in game, it takes time for your consciousness to develop around it. The sooner you get it, the sooner you plant the seeds of good game, real game, where you don't need to change you, but you got to change everything about how you present you. You're not presenting you properly. You're not developed as a man. So yeah, go to the story, Sachit Krishna. Go to the story on my Instagram or Telegram. Go to the story and join the Telegram group. It's a free app. Join the Telegram group, and we're on Zoom right now. There's 2 guys on. As you guys go and join, then we're gonna go to Zoom because it's not. I'll turn off the stream and streaming to YouTube right now. So people on YouTube, I don't know if the Telegram link is available for you guys. So that sucks for you. You shouldn't just be on my YouTube. There's other links that the 3 people on YouTube, um, I can maybe post a Telegram. I just don't know which YouTubes you're on. IMC TV, Masculine Mindset. Yeah. Well, you should be on my newsletter then. The link to the newsletter, and then from there, I'll see you. So the link is there in the description of the video. So guys, if you want to talk game or some deeper disclosure about Mystery and AZD last night, go to the Telegram group that's linked in the bio in the story and join. And we'll go there now as I prepare for the guys on Zoom. Okay, I'm going to close out the YouTube stream. You guys got your instructions and join the newsletter. It's in the bio. And from there, we'll go from there. And you need to. Big smile. Mystery told me, big smile. You should smile so you're not so intimidating when you join the venue. Hey, Tunde, is that better? Do I seem friendlier and like more likable? TK, is that better? I should smile big, even if it's fake, right? Because it looks better, right?